I just wanted to share a quick video on the importance of paying yourself first. Definitely tune in and watch till the end. I think this is extremely important, and I think 90% of people out there are not doing this, which means maybe 10% of people are actually ready to retire at a reasonable age or when they want to. Sad reality is even within, my own circle of people who did not prepare for the future, did not prepare for retirement, is the importance of paying ourselves first, guys. If we want to create wealth, create freedom, which essentially creating freedom means us having the ability financially to do the things that we want when we want to do it, we need to start thinking of the future. And the way we start thinking of the future is we think about delayed gratification. Meaning, am I keeping my spending under control and have a budget to where I'm spending less than what I'm making? That is going to be a huge and extremely important way for us to actually pay ourselves first. And the way I look at it is essentially paying ourselves first mean when I get a paycheck, I'm taking that money, and I think a figure that they use a lot is 15% or so. But you take 15% of your commission or your salary, and that is going directly towards a 401k, a savings account. It could be index funds, some sort of stock portfolio. It could go to crypto. It could go to a side hustle, or potentially savings in order to start some sort of business. This is so important, right? Because most of society does not think long term. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly why. I feel like it starts from our education, to where I feel like from elementary all through high school and even through college, they don't talk so much about finances, like practical finance, in the degree to where it's going to really educate us and teach us and ingrain within our minds, what do we need to do in order to have that freedom, in order to have that wealth, so that we're not having to work until we're 60, 70, or 80. And I think it's sad, but the reality of it is we need to really educate ourselves and set ourselves up financially so that we do have that freedom. And that obviously that freedom is going to lead to us being able to do whatever we want, whether it be with our families, traveling, having the ability to do the things that each and one of us want to do when we want to do it, and truly be able to stop working when we want to work, or stop working, right? And for some of us that may be at age 50, for others it may be 60 or 70. But end of the day, obviously it's important for us to be able to get to that point. And the only way to do that is we need to pay ourselves first. I see too many people hitting age 40, 50, 60, and they have nothing to show for it after working 20, 30, 40 years. And that's sad, right? Unless that's truly what makes them happy. And for some people that is the case, and that's okay, nothing wrong with that. But the reality is we need to be thinking of our future. So what does that look like, guys? Pay ourselves first. Take 15%, if not more, of our salary or our commissions, and that needs to go to our 401ks. It needs to go into real estate. It needs to go into crypto, side hustles, so on and so forth, to where each and every year you should be growing your wealth and finding ways to create passive or semi-passive cash flow. That is going to be the way to have that ability to do the things that you want. Yeah, year one, you may only have a few $100s worth of passive cash flow and maybe a small amount of wealth created or net worth, right? But if you stick to it year after year, after 5 years, building it up to, let's say you can get it up to $500,000, and then 10 years, get up to $1 million, and after 15 years, you get up to a few million. That's what it takes. Delayed gratification. Take your money, put it away, find places to put it in order to grow it. And of course, from my perspective, the best way I've found to really grow my money and my wealth is through real estate. I have been maxing out my 401k for the last number of years, probably the last 6, 7 years or so. And it has grown. And I just still have obviously a big chunk sitting in 401k. I also have some money sitting in some stocks as well. But the real estate that I've purchased over the last 5, 6, 7 years has outpaced the 401k and all the other monies by like 10x. And not only by 10x, but in other ways that it's paying me on a monthly basis in terms of cash flow, and the tenants are paying down the mortgage, and I have tax benefits to where I've been able to avoid hundreds and thousands of dollars every single year of taxes the last number of years because of the real estate I've been buying in. So anyway, long story short, guys, this video is already at around 6 minutes or so, is guys, we need to focus on putting money aside, paying ourselves first. I'm extremely passionate about that, guys. And if you have not looked into it or really studied it, listen to some podcasts or read some books. One of the books I read recently was The Millionaire Next Door. Has some awesome tips. It really gives you a lot of insight in terms of, and which are actually a lot of surprising information in terms of who the millionaires typically are. And it's really, people even making $50,000, $60,000, $80,000 that don't have these crazy big incomes. They're just smart with their money and they pay themselves first. And that's why I really emphasize the importance of really just paying ourselves first, making sure that we're setting ourselves up for the future. You have to. If you don't do this, then obviously as you get to 60, 70, or 80, you're gonna have nothing to show for it. And I believe, at least the way I want to live my life when I'm 50, 60, 70, I want to have a good amount of freedom so I can travel and do other things with my family. And so guys, let's do it. Pay yourself first. If you guys want to jump on a call and talk strategy, I love talking about this stuff. I'm extremely passionate, if you can't tell through this video, just about the importance of this topic and how to get there. And I think it's really important that we start talking about this topic a lot more. So thanks for tuning in. Definitely, if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave a comment or shoot me a message, and I'd love to interact and answer any questions you guys have. And if you guys have any additional tips, obviously shoot them my way. I'd love to hear from you guys. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for tuning in.